Hi everyone, happy St. Patrick's Day. This is the last episode of season 2 and I am so excited to be cooking Irish cuisine tonight. Charlie Poo, do you want to say happy St. Patrick's Day? Good boy. I have my inspiration with my beautiful gloves on, Jameson whiskey. When I was in Ireland for a conference, Jameson was one of our sponsors, and so to honor the Irish culture and Irish whiskey, Irish spirits, we're going to cook with this tonight, and it's just going to be, out of this world. So what exactly are we cooking? So you all know that I'm a meatitarian, I'm a steak connoisseur, I'm a foodie. I just love meats in general and love foods in general. So I'm going to do Gaelic inspired or Gaelic steaks. I've got 3, I'm salivating. I've got 3 sirloin steaks here. We're going to marinate this in whiskey, butter, salt and pepper, and olive oil. Ooh, it's just gonna be a special evening. So Gaelic steaks, just to honor the Irish heritage and culture, just the amazing abundance of organic vegetables. I'm going to do a special potato dish with these yellow potatoes, and I believe it's called Colcannon or Colcannon. I think that sounded the same, but Colcannon potatoes, which are mashed potatoes, and I'm going to roast garlic with this, and of course salt and pepper. And Colcannon potatoes typically have cabbage, but instead, because we're going to honor the green in the Irish heritage, I'm going to do kale. So I'm going to do crispy kale in the oven at 400 degrees. And then when the potatoes are mashed and yumminess with butter, we're going to mix the kale in with the potatoes just to add some green to the Colcannon potatoes. And so we're going to do a shallot, a head of shallot, of course, I mentioned earlier, roasted garlic, which is just going to be yummy. And then root vegetable, I've got purple and yellow carrots, and of course the sirloin steaks. For the Colcannon potatoes, we need, of course, dairy, right? And so I've got 2 variations, and we're also going to do a whiskey cream sauce, to go over our Gaelic steaks. Yummy! All right, and of course we cannot forget Irish inspired. So I've got Irish butter, and I've already taken off a little bit, about 2 tablespoons for my marinade, which I've got melted butter here. And then for the marinade as well, we're going to do, Irish whiskey, Jameson Irish whiskey. And then when we're done with the steaks, we are going to lay them on top of a bed of seasoned arugula with just lemon, salt, and pepper and olive oil. And it's just gonna be so yummy. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup of whiskey. Maybe I'll do a little more than a 1/4 cup. So perhaps between a 1/4 and a 1/2 cup of whiskey. I've got my salt and black pepper mixture here. Ta-da! I've added about a teaspoon of salt in here. We're going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. And then I have this fun whisk here that I got at Amazon, and you just do this and it mixes it. You can see here. Okay, and with the steaks, we're just going to pour that over as a marinade like that. We're going to need tons of black pepper. My husband loves fresh cracked black pepper. So we're just gonna do this for a little bit. I can smell the buttery whiskey. Here's that, and we're just gonna mix this very well and let it marinate. I would say a minimum of 1 hour, up to 3 hours is probably best, but 1 hour is good. So if you've noticed, I'm wearing green. Am I overwhelmed with green? No, I love green, and green is all around us in the environment. It's such a beautiful color. When I was in Ireland, all I saw was green, green, green. It was just absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to visit Ireland again. I'm so excited to visit my friend, my dear friend Trevor in Ireland. And so, Trevor, this dinner is dedicated to you, your Irish heritage, your Irish culture, and I just absolutely adore the Irish people and what wonderful hospitality that you have gifted us with for the Imidians. While this marinates in the marinade, the buttery whiskey, olive oil, and salt and pepper marinade, we're going to prepare our vegetables, wash them up really nicely, and then of course boil our potatoes to make the Colcannon potatoes, and oh, I can't wait. To boil the potatoes whole, or cut up in halves, or in quarters. I'm going to do quarters because I want it to cook faster than boiling it whole or in halves. We've got the halves, which isn't bad. Maybe I'll keep them like this. Oh, so we've got some potatoes that are halves because they're smaller, and then this one was part of a bigger one, so I'm cutting this one in quarters. And again, it's really up to you. And these are yellow potatoes. I love the skin on them. I also have just water boiling behind me. You want to have enough water to boil the potatoes. And I just added some salt. So depending on the amount of water you have, it'll also depend on the amount of salt you put in. Whether you decide to put salt in or not, it's just up to you. So I'm just going to put this in the boiling pot of salted water. So all in all, this is about 4 cups of cut up yellow potatoes, and we're just going to transfer it now again to the boiling pot of water. We'll carefully lower this in there so the water doesn't splash up and hit my wrist. Ooh. The next thing to do is, oh, oh my goodness. Okay, so the next thing to do is cut up the kale. And we're just going to cut them up in a clunky way. It doesn't have to be perfect because, again, we're going to throw it in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we want it to be crispy because we're going to put it in with our Colcannon potatoes. So Irish mashed potatoes with roasted garlic and, ooh, just yummy flavors. The stems are a little bit hard, so I'm not going to put them in with the potatoes. I'll just set them aside. And you're probably wondering, is this a lot? Maybe, but I really like kale. I think it's really, really yummy. Kale is a very hearty, leafy vegetable, and again, for the Colcannon recipe, it's traditionally with cabbage, but this is within the cabbage family. That should be enough. I've also got, oh, they're so beautiful, different colored carrots, and perfect timing for Easter coming up. So the bunnies and the carrots, anyways. So I'm going to put it here along with my kale. I want to roast the carrots as well, but I'm also going to put it in for a second cooking, and you'll see what I mean. And we're just going to drizzle with, ooh, olive oil. And then, of course, our salt and pepper seasoning, just to give it some flavoring. I would say that's about 1.5 pinches. But the way that I scoop up things, that's probably 2 pinches. So, okay, I'm going to put this in the oven. So while the kale and carrots and the potatoes are cooking, let's go ahead and get the whiskey cream sauce ready. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm so excited about that. Yummy. And now I'm going to make the whiskey Jameson whiskey cream sauce. We're going to put in between 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of whiskey. If you want real measurements, so let's just do 1/4 cup of whiskey and then half a cup of heavy whipping cream, heavy cream. So not half and half, but heavy cream. We've got our 1 head of shallot that I've diced up, and then about a tablespoon of butter here, and then of course salt and pepper to taste. So now the Irish butter is already salty. I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in here, actually another pinch. So this wasn't my healthy pinch, so I had to do 2 little pinches to equal 1 healthy pinch of salt. So I'm going to take this to the oven and cook it on medium high. Brown the shallots a little bit, and then add the whiskey, cook out the alcohol in the whiskey, and then turn down the stove to medium low, and then we'll add this. We don't want to cook this on high because, you know, that's not good for the cream. Okay, so we've got our butter, our shallots, 1 head of shallots and diced up. And we're just going to brown this again, and then add, of course, our whiskey, and then cream. We'll taste the sauce, of course. If we need more salt and pepper, we'll add that, and then it's pretty much done. The onions are perfectly browned. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to add whiskey, about a 1/4 cup. Maybe that was between 1/4 and half a cup, or maybe that was half a cup. I don't know. But anyways, we want to cook out the alcohol. That's perfect. We're going to add our cream. I can smell the shallots, of course, the whiskey. You can thicken this if you'd like, which I think I'm going to do, and just add some flour. So we'll take care of that here in a little bit. My potatoes are done. The house smells starchy, which I actually like. I like the smell of steak or beefy smell, but also starch as well. So I've got the kale already as well. This is about 1.5 cups of roasted crispy kale, and you know it's crispy because you can hear it crack. Let's see. Right? Crispy kale. I mentioned earlier garlic and roasting it in the oven. I have my roasted garlic here. Ooh, just smells so good. I just want to pop one in my mouth, but no, they're for the Colcannon potatoes. And then I've got 3 tablespoons of Irish butter here. And I've got my little pestle, which, I'm salivating. I'm gonna mash the garlic just because I want it a little bit mashy before it goes into the potatoes. And I'll bring those over here in just a bit. Now, of course, it's not mashing really well because I've got some of the brown that has overcooked, so over roasted, and so they're not breaking apart as easy. But that's okay because we can have them in little chunks in the Colcannon potatoes. Ooh, I can't wait. Okay, so let me bring over the potatoes. And I've got my potato masher, which I'll just mash the potatoes with, hence potato masher. So here are my yellow potatoes. Smells so starchy. So let's put the garlic in here. Now I just drained the potatoes, and so they're still very hot. So the butter should melt. And I've got about half a cup of whole milk, a little bit over half a cup, but half a cup is fine. And actually I want my butter to melt first, so I'm gonna mash away. And it's really simple ingredients. It's just salt and pepper to taste, our yummy kale, and then of course you need dairy, so whole milk. I'm gonna do 2 healthy pinches. Right? I already put salt in the water to boil the potatoes. Oh, this is so pretty, so yellow, so pretty. And I have a secret ingredient. You'll see. Okay, so you can, I mean, already my face is getting steamed from the heat of the potatoes. From the steam of the potatoes onto my face, I feel like I'm in a culinary spa right now. Oh my God. I never thought I would enjoy potatoes as much as I do. Yummy. Okay, so kale goes in there. Oh, I can smell the organic-y of the kale in the potatoes. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. My secret ingredient, since I'm lactose intolerant and I've already put whole milk in there, why not? Why not add cheese? My husband will love me for this. So we're gonna add, that is about half a cup of sharp cheddar cheese right there. Ooh. We're gonna set this aside. I'm gonna put this in the warming drawer. Then we'll do the steaks in a little bit and then dinner is ready. I'm so excited. These have been marinating for more than 1 hour. Remember, I said 1 to 3 hours. 1 hour minimally, 3 hours would be great. And of course, longer is good, but this is perfect. This has been marinating for, I don't know, about 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. And so what I'm gonna do is sear this 2 to 3 minutes on each side on a cast iron skillet. And then I'm going to stick it in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit and cook it to the desired temperature. So I'll probably pull it at 120, maybe 125 degrees in terms of internal meat temperature, and that'll bring it down to perfectly medium temperature by the time we cut into it, and it's just gonna be, oh my gosh, so yummy. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the stove. I've got my stove on high. The skillet should be almost about ready, but I'm gonna give it maybe another minute, and then I will add oil. And then of course we will sear the steaks, the sirloin steaks on both sides for about, again, 2 to 3 minutes each, and then we'll stick it in the oven. Ooh. That is about done. It's starting to smoke. We will go. Ooh. Well, that was an oopsie. Get all that yummy butter whiskey sauce on there. Then I'm going to season it with black pepper and then flip it after, I'm going to do it 3 minutes. Okay, it has been about 3 minutes. Let's look at this. Ooh. And that's why you want to sear it for 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. Beautiful. I put this one in last, so I'm going to give it another minute, and then I'll flip this one. Okay, another 3 minutes has passed. We're going to put this on another skillet. And this one has been in the oven for 375 for a while. Okay. Voila, now this is going to go back in the oven, and again we're going to cook this for up to the internal meat temperature of 125, and then I'll pull it. 120 to 125. And then it'll be ready. Can't wait. My steaks are cooking in the oven. It is about 90 degrees internal temperature, and I was going to pull it at 120, and the temperature will increase. That'll actually still be rare, so I'm going to pull it at about 135, maybe 130. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get the greens that is going to lay under the steaks for the steak to sit on top, and it's just a simple arugula salad. So we'll cut the lemon, and we're going to do about a tablespoon of lemon juice, without the seed, of course. And then we'll do a pinch of salt. So not my healthy pinch of salt, but just a normal person's pinch of salt. And then we'll do about a tablespoon or so of olive oil. Go. And then we're just going to whisk it. And that's pretty much it right there. And then we'll just pour it over our arugula. Go. Just tossed it really, really well. I'm salivating again because it's so yummy. And then, of course, tons of black pepper. Tons of black pepper. My steaks are now about 102. Ooh, exciting. Again, just toss this really well. Get all that yumminess, the lemon, olive oil, just really well coated. Exquisite. Charlie, what are you doing? Oh, the steaks look absolutely beautiful, my Gaelic steaks. So happy St. Patrick's Day. It's almost ready, and then we're going to let it sit and then start plating. All right, the steaks are ready. So I've got here on the counter, and we're just going to cut it. Don't forget the salad. Here we go. I will put the sauce over this, and then it's ready. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to indulge. Wow. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That is so flavorful. Irish cuisine Gaelic steak. Steaks, I made more than one, but for me, a Gaelic steak. Thank you for watching Paulina's Global Flavors. I hope you try out this recipe. Again, happy St. Patrick's Day to my friends over in Ireland, to my friends across the US who are of Irish heritage. Have a good night.